Okay, welcome to class today. We're going to talk about natural selection, which is a Darwinian view of life. And then, first of all, I need two girls to come to the front and give us a demonstration. Tony and Megan, please. Yeah, just sit at the front. I mean, stand at the front. All right. Spencer.
Yes.
Would you like to point out some common features of these two girls share? Anything else? Appearance, their face.
Tony is shorter. Tony's hair is darker. Megan's hair is lighter.
Okay, can we listen to the question? I'm asking their common features.
Common features. They wear glasses.
They wear glasses. Maybe they have both of them have
They
sauce.
have ears.
Ears.
They have teeth.
Good. How about differences between them?
Differences. Well, Megan's hair is lighter. Tony is not as tall as Megan. Tony's hair is darker. And Megan has green eyes. And Tony has brown eyes.
Cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Can you tell me, can you guess, make a guess, what makes them look so different?
I'm guessing it might be the evolution and adaptation of their biological features.
Yes, kind of. You're on the right track.
Oh,
Well, thank you so much. You can go back to your seat first. Yes. So, the reason why humans look familiar and some points they look so different is that we have different genes. Agree? Genes make change or makes difference of everything. From your past lessons, we talk about one gene, one protein that shows features of our bodies. And today we will think of similar thing that we will tend to talk about. Apart from humans, there are numerous organisms on the earth as well. We could tell some of them share common living habits, body features, but some of them, all of them have completely different living styles and body structure. Examples are like birds and mammals. Agree? And then, we can however, can we think of what makes them so different from one another? Can you tell me why a chicken looks so familiar with a flying bird, but it cannot fly? And how about penguins? Okay, I'll just leave you some time to think about it. Remember, the biological classification we learned before, which categorize all the organisms in the world into groups based on their shared common features and characteristics. It is a hierarchical series of ranks from kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus to species. Okay, now I guess everyone has heard about Charles Darwin, right? He is a famous scientist who was best known for the contribution of the evolution theory. And everyone familiar with evolution, the word evolution? Good. Okay, so let me just give a brief introduction about Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin, he was born in an upper class family in England about 1800s. His family is a Catholic family, and his parents were highly educated. He attended to Catholic schools and later went to medical field university in United Kingdom at that time. However, he later distressed with all the medical stuff like the surgery things, and then he turned his focus and on learning about taxidermy, which is the about an organism, animal dead body. And during his college years, he also assists his professors research of about anatomy and life cycle of marine organisms without backbones. And later, he had many experiences with learning classifications of plants, natural history, and marine organisms. He is a scientist with Catholic background. Haha, that sounds interesting, because people will think science and Christians conflicts to each other. That induces some thinking in our mind. Is that really science and religion conflicts to each other? Now, let's turn our focus to his theory, natural selection. Before that, we may go through 3 words so that we have some background knowledge for that. Evolution, very clear. Evolution means modifications of organisms' body features, and then over times, and then it up until today, where animals, the body of the animals develop into a complex structure in order to fit into the living environment. And then adaptations. Can anyone guess what adaptation means? Okay.
People or animals or organisms adapting to their lifestyle or changing so they can survive?
Yes, very close. Very close. Because adaptation refers to characteristic or features that desirable for the environment and allow the organism to survive in particular environment. Okay, and then go back to Darwin now. Because of Charles Darwin's rich experiences with studying fossils and observing adaptations of organisms in his days, he proposed the theory of natural selection, which means individuals with certain inherited traits leave more offspring than individuals with other traits. Everybody good with that? Right? Okay. The main point is that some biological features are helpful or essential for an organism to better survive in a specific environment. Those biological features are easier for those organisms to appear to reproduce for the next generations, until those features no longer fit the species to the environment due to some other external changes or factors to the environment. In his books, The Origin of Species talks about explanations of life's unity and diversity, and also that natural selection brings about the match between organisms and their environment. A point is very interesting that Darwin always used the phrase descent with modifications instead of evolution. Sounds really cool for me actually. Okay, although today the word evolution is very, very closely related with his name. So what does this significantly mean? Descent with modification. Actually, this phrase summarizes his theory of natural selection. Over millions of years, ancestral organisms have their unique biological features and gradually accumulated diverse modifications or adaptations, as we just said, to fit them into specific ways and habits of life. Eventually, those modifications contribute to the rich diversity of lives we see today. Therefore, we need to be clear that organisms don't suddenly evolve because of dramatic change of living environments. Instead, because species with desirable or more adapted biological features are more likely to survive in an environment. Those with less adapted traits died, and others with more desirable traits survived. Okay, so questions? Good. Okay, for example, around the age of industrialization, scientists found out that from their statistics, the amount of white moms suddenly decreased during those 50 years. At the same time, the amount of black or dark moms increased. Those scientists wondered the cause of this sudden change. Can you make a guess?
Because it became cold.
Maybe? How about other students?
Adaptation.
Adaptation? Yes?
Because it's harder to hide if you're white. And you stick
Because-
out as a
yes,
moth, so
predators.
predators can eat you or can spot you better.
Spencer, excellent. Okay, well, the key is that the sudden change of their habitats. The surface of trees are covered by a layer of dust because of human industrial activities. Therefore, white moths were uncovered in front of their predators, as you said, while dark moths were safe to hide on the darkened trunks. Okay, so now let's think about the question I asked at the first beginning. Can you think of how the principle of natural selection applies on the examples of chicken and birds? They both share common feature. They have wings, they have hairs. And not hairs actually, it's furs. They have beak, right? Beak, yeah, they have beak. And then like all these similar features, but why chicken cannot fly?
Maybe they adapted to their environment and it didn't need them to fly.
Okay, so I would like to leave two questions for all of you to think as an assignment tonight. The first, what makes chicken have wings but could not fly? Think about it. Second, why don't chickens become endangered even though they could not escape from their predators? Why don't they extinct? Okay, so write a paragraph to explain your thoughts regarding these two questions tonight. Okay, so today we talk about Charles Darwin. We talk about the book of Origin of the Species and his famous evolutionary theory of natural selection. Please spend some time to think about what things you learned today interesting you most. And also, although the days of Charles Darwin were far away from us, his theories make significant contributions to today's scientific researches, and third, economic activity. In the next session, we are going to discuss how this evolutionary model influenced the development of commercial activities in the modern world. Thank you.
Yay.